Hello guys and welcome to the first upload on the FM YouTube channel.
Make the ground shake.
I am doing, as you can tell by the title, the Capital Challenge, and basically how that works is you start off unemployed, as you can see I am here, with a Continental Sea coaching license and a national reputation, and you have to only take up clubs who are in the city's capital basically. So if it was England you could take up Arsenal, but you couldn't take up, say, Manchester United or Manchester City, clubs like that, Leeds. You have to go up block by block. I'll have all the rules and the link to the rules in the description if you want to check it out more. So basically you start in block 1 and you can only move up a block by achieving domestic dominance. That's winning the league and winning the cup, the major domestic cup, so whatever the FA Cup equivalent is in the various countries. Yeah, the first block has Wales, Hong Kong, Northern Ireland, Iceland, Finland and Singapore, so that's where we're going to be starting off. And then if we can get past that, we then move on to block 2 with Scotland, Ireland, China, Peru and South Africa, and so on and so forth. I'll have a link to all the different blocks and stuff in the description so you can check them out. Any other rules? I think if you're sacked by a club from a country, the nation becomes locked and you must search for a job in a different nation in the same block. So if I was to get fired in Northern Ireland, then I couldn't find another job in Northern Ireland. I'd have to move to Peru or like Hong Kong or whatever. You're allowed to leave a club at any point, but you can only move up a block if you lead your side to domestic dominance, like I stated earlier. You don't need to win the league and the cup in the same year. It's cumulative. And final rule is, once again, you can only manage clubs that play in their nation's capital city. You can see here I speak English, Chinese, Finnish and Dutch just to help me get jobs. And I started off at the start of early pre-season for Northern Ireland, who are in the first block, because ideally I'd like to get a job here. I've applied for this job. The capital of Northern Ireland is Belfast, obviously, and these guys are an East Belfast team, I believe. So yeah, hopefully we can get that. I thought the interview went okay, but you never know. Obviously I've had to chuck a lot of filters on to find jobs. You can see here I've got Finland, Hong Kong, Iceland, Northern Ireland and Singapore turned on, since they're all the block 1 sides I can choose. I might come back when I've found a job. Alright guys, we're back and I've finally found a job after lots of applying. Nobody wanted to take me on due to lack of experience, and then this team right here, I'll finalise that. IFK Helsingfors, I'll just call them IFK. They're in the capital of Finland, which is Helsinki or something, Helsinki, and I've gotten a job there. I was applying at loads of different places. My only thing was I didn't want to go into the second division. I wanted to preferably get a job with a team that's already in the first division of their nation, and it looks like I was able to do that. There we go. Hey, IFK, we'll just call them IFK. IFK hire hub as manager. Better attend this meeting. Yeah, well, this is a little bit of background as I looked into it. IFK are the oldest team in Finland or Iceland. I should probably know what country that we're in, shouldn't I? It's a bit embarrassing. Yeah, I need to get my media handle up. Why am I getting handed over to head of youth development? Yeah, thanks for your help. So I don't have an assistant here, by the looks of it. IFK in Finland, the capital. They're the oldest team in Finland football history, I think. Yeah, 1897. Alright guys, we're back and we got our first game of the season against Jaro or something. They're only a few places above us, so it's a really important game to win because as you can see in the league table, we're currently sat 11th. I haven't played a game, obviously. That's the manager was sacked for poor performance. So yeah, it's a really important game to win. The board expect us to, where is it? The board want me to not get relegated, basically, which I think is fair. It's not going to be easy, but I think it's definitely possible. You can see here the minimum avoid relegation, basically. Automatic relegation. This is the team I'm lining up today. 4-4-2 gives us nice balance. I could be running a 4-3-2-1 and maybe going more attacking, but I thought I'd rather keep it simple. Simple's good for like shit teams. You can see biggest glaring weakness is no roaming playmaker. We have this guy. I believe in if they've got the stats to do it, they can still play the position. And if I go to roaming playmaker, you can see he's not a roaming playmaker by any means, but he's our best option. Over the break, if we don't get relegated and I remain in this side, I'll probably look to strengthen the midfield especially. Our attack's not bad and our defense is decent. One standout player is Jaka Halmi. I don't know. Anyway, he's quite a good player for us. If I go central midfielder defend, you can see his statistics are really quite phenomenal for this level of performance. If I go through the team too, this pretty stock standard strikers. They're pretty good for the division. Decent player, my assistant says. Not the best goal scoring record this year, but it's not a surprise when you look at where we sit on the table. But Pekka, I'm just going to call him Pekka. Pekka here, 31 years old unfortunately. He's an international player. Quite good, like really quite good for this level. If we go here you can see, yeah, quite a good player, and he's banged in 13 goals and 2 assists this year. And 18 goals over all competitions, I believe. So he's quite a decent striker for us. If I go into our team real quick, I can have 7 players on the bench. Chuck you on and chuck you on. This guy, I'll go through transfers too. I didn't transfer too many people in at all. I'll go into it now. I think I've got a player online or two. Sorry. You can see on the out, I sold our keeper. He's not that good of a keeper. Like, I feel we haven't strengthened the keeper position. We've probably got someone a tiniest bit weaker filling in for him. But he was that bad that it doesn't really matter. I just like the money from the transfer. And you can see here, the transfers on the in. I got this guy, quite a good right back, Alshak, who's a backup goalkeeper now. You can see he's not very good at all, but is a backup keeper, like I said. And then I got this guy on loan who actually looks quite alright for what I'll be using him for, which is that wide midfield position. So yeah, I think this is how we're going to line up. This is our starting keeper we're going with. You can see he's a tiny bit worse, but according to my assistant, but he's still only 20 years old and he's got a potential to be a key member for the first team squad. So he's got a lot of room to grow. So I thought, piss the old bloke off and start giving this guy a bit more of a crack. We'll chuck him in, I don't know, whatever's available, 33. So here we are, first game of the season. Do I have anyone who's decent tactically? I don't believe I do, really. 10 looks to be the best, so I might have to do this myself. Show them all onto their weak foot. It's an interesting formation. Don't want to mark him tightly. Always close him down. Tackle hard. He can probably cause a lot of trouble for us, so I'll mark him tightly. Yeah. Sarah, I might show him onto his weak foot too. So, right. A lot of you will be keen to event. Yeah, just go that. It's always a nice safe one. Here we go, first game of the season. So this team, I don't know. I'm looking at it. The when I got the job, one of the things the chairman said was, "Would you be okay working under a low budget?" And I was pretty desperate to get a job, so I said, "Yeah, that's fine." But if the budget doesn't look like it's going to improve next year, and I won't be able to bring in players I like, the club itself is pretty shambolic, as you saw with the coaches. I got that sorted too, but it's still not great. The scouts, we've only got one scout, head scout, who can only scout Finland itself, so it's not ideal, if I'm honest, and we've just conceded a terrible goal. I don't know how that's happened. I'll have to remember to turn 3D replays on for the next game too. I apologise for that. How did this happen? Well, that's just poor defending. What? I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name. But what's he doing? Not good for old Paulie here. Poor error, and we're going down early in this game. Not what we need. I'll sub him off. I'd rather not risk injury. We don't have that many strikers. That's another thing. The team itself doesn't have much squad depth, which obviously you can improve through signings, but I don't want to have a weak squad, and with the amount of money or lack thereof I'm getting offered, I just don't know whether this is a viable long-term club. I'll play through this season, see who gets sacked, and if a better option's there, I'll start applying for the jobs. I'll probably end up staying next season too, but I can't see myself staying at this club for longer than that, and as we concede a second goal. Not good at all. Watch the replay. It's at number 4. Who's our left back? It is Matthias Henrien. Sorry for the pronunciation of these names. I think what I'm going to have to do is, he's causing a lot of problems for us. I think that's his second assist of the game. There he is. We're going to have to close him down. Show onto weak foot. Tackle hard. And I'm going to go to advanced tactics. And we'll make him, where is it? Mark specific player. See, that won't work, will it? I think, who's their player again? It is, if I go real here, just here, number 4, Kuhlstrom. So I could probably try and get my midfielder. Here we go. We could probably try and get him to mark a specific player. Where is he? It's there. Kuhlstrom. See if this works at all. Hopefully. We just need to shut this guy down. He's finding far too much room. Quite good at crossing the ball, and what's his stats? 8 crossing, which isn't bad for this level of competition. It's quite good actually. And I think even though we've got their strikers scored 2 goals, it's all the right back efforts that are causing that to happen. So it's a pretty slow game right now. We haven't had any, for us anyway, we haven't had any clear-cut chances. We've had equal amount of shots, but we haven't been able to direct any of those on target. We're behind on possession, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not looking good. So we'll see what we can do come half time, give them a good team talk, shuffle a few things around, and come back better than ever. Alright, let's see, they love that. I'll just send them out. I'll give them maybe 15 minutes. If it doesn't look like anything's improving, we'll have to start making some changes in the lineup. Only highlight we'll have, and it's a kickoff highlight. Out to the right mid. Oh, that's a terrible ball. Terrible ball. Really need to improve our passing, I think. Do some team training on that. They're not 100% familiar with the tactic either, which is pretty stupid. It's a 4-4-2, it's pretty universal. But it doesn't look like anything has really started. I mean, we're getting a few more shots, granted, but yeah, no, nothing's going on target, and I think I'm gonna have to try and chase this game a little. If I drop him back to a deep line, and we'll go ball-winning midfielder. Full back attack, and we'll start. I'm actually tempted to go a wing back. Yeah, so we're gonna play wing backs. And to give us a bit more coverage, limited defender stopper, and we'll play with that, I think. Instructions: push slightly higher, play more direct, work the ball into the box, and clear the ball to flanks, whipped crosses, and be more expressive, get stuck in. There we go. We're going to really have to chase this game, I think. We're already on attacking, so no changes will be needed to make there. Here we go. Hopefully we can start to push on, get a bit more possession. We'll either maybe get a goal back, as we have a highlight here, or potentially we'll just put the nail in the coffin and end this game for good. Oh, you got to bury that. No way. That's a clear-cut chance for us, and it's gone down the drain. Here's another highlight. We're playing a bit better ever since we've started chasing this game. Immediate results, although they could be on the counter here. It's going to try and whip a ball in. There we go. Aho. Clears it to our flank. Playing still more centralized football in the middle of the park. It's going to whip a ball in. There we go. First goal of the game. Who scored it? Isa Tarava. There we go. If we can maybe rescue the point, I'll be a very, very happy manager. You don't want to be dropping many points to sides, even though they are granted above us. We don't want to be dropping points to any relegation rivals. They've got a, there we go, good tackle. Oh, immediately loses the ball. Aho again. Ball over the top. We don't have the pace. It's another good thing. Low level management or poor football if you can have some strikers with a bit of pace, the amount of goals you have is just unbelievable, and we don't have many pacey or any pacey strikers. We got one bang average striker and one extremely slow. Is that offside? No. Shame. We've had 3 clear-cut chances now, and statistically now we should be on top if you have a look. Possession's 50-50. We've had more shots, less on target granted, but we've had another 2 clear-cut chances to theirs. I'm just thinking where I should put this. I'll leave it there. So we should really be trying to push on now, get that second goal and rescue a point from the game. I'm going to tell the players to get creative. Don't know if this will work. And I'll probably make a sub, get some fresh legs on. Whoa, I didn't even know he was that bad. Bring him on. Attacking mid. Bring him. And can we make any more changes? I don't believe so, can we? No, can't make any more than 3. That's what I thought. Alright, we're really going to have to start going for this game. Grab it by the scruff of the neck. Oh, we've got a player on 51 condition. I didn't even notice that. It's a shame. It should be good though. 2 players on 50. What's happening? I think one of them just got a knock, is all. Thread the ball through. No? Yep, there we go. On the counter. Oh, he's so slow. Bury that. Yes! There we go. Get in. 2-2. 80th minute. Pulling a point back against Jaro. And that's Terevera's 9th goal of the season. The quite slow player, but he's managed to use his strength to get in front of the ball. Nice composure, and he tucks it away neatly into the corner. Good goal. That's 2 for him. And we've been playing a lot better too, I think, ever since we've started shutting down that right back and right midfielder of theirs. It's really thrown a spanner in the game and how they're playing. They haven't been able to clear it to him as much. We've got him in our pocket. And I think that's a big deciding factor. Now I'm deciding whether I should try and play more defensively or whether I should be greedy and play for the win. And I think, by the looks of it here, I'm going to be regretting keeping it on attacking and telling them to close down always as we get a red card. Not good at all. I think that's answered my question on whether I'm going to be playing attacking or not. Yeah, we're gonna defensive wingers. And we'll drop someone back. No, we'll leave him there, and we won't run a deep line playmaker. We will run a central midfielder on defend. Limited defender stopper. Put him there, and then central defender cover. And I think we're gonna have to go more structured, play in the counter, slightly deeper. We're going to clear balls to flanks, look for the overlap, be more disciplined, closing down sometimes, don't get stuck in, stay on feet, balanced, and we'll play higher tempo maybe, because we do need to get the ball up and run at defense. And yeah, we don't have the speed to really play like that. There we go. Hopefully with no fullbacks we can still manage to. Oh, they immediately score a goal, but it's offside. Thank goodness. So hopefully, I don't think we'll get a goal out of this, but I'll be happy with the draw, coming down from 2-0 at half time to leveling it out 2-2. It's not a bad achievement at all, and I think by the looks of it that's the way the game's going to end. We've got one last, not a corner, but throw in. There we go. That's the end of the highlight, end of the game, and it's 2-2. Certainly not a bad result. I'm going to tell the players they were unlucky. They're loving it. Send the assistant, can't be bothered. And that's certainly not a bad result. Not an ideal result, but we weren't the favourites going into it. They lost the last game against them. He's out for 6 to 8 days, so nothing major, thank goodness. And I think with time we might be able to turn this around and make a bit of a fight out of the relegation spots. We have a look. 24. So yeah, well, they're really our rivals now for relegation. There's quite a few teams on 34 to be fair. How many games do we have left in the seat? Okay, so it's almost mission impossible now that I look at this. We can get a maximum of 12 points, which would put us at 36 points. So we need them not to win another game, and we win every game. So I think with that in mind, the next live com won't be until the start of next season, because more than likely I can't see us getting relegated, but we'll have to have a divisionary playoff game, and I might live com that actually. I'll decide when I'm there. Depends who the team is, depends how we're going, depends what's happening and what form we're in. So I'd like to thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a thumbs up. Please comment on how I can improve, especially the quality of the videos. Is the audio okay? Ways to commentate better. I'm open to suggestions like always. And yeah, hope you have a good day and talk to you later.
Make the ground shake.